Hey everyone, thanks for watching. This is Jimmy with the Barger Beat, and we are on step 3 of the 13 Principles of Success as taught and written by Napoleon Hill from his book Think and Grow Rich. Now I know this is, it's talking about money, but this can help with any part of your life that you want. Think and grow rich, think and grow happy, think and grow peaceful. Basically, this is just the key to making yourself have a better life. In this step, it is autosuggestion, which is basically the fancy word of subconsciously remembering thoughts. And you repeat them to yourself over and over again until it becomes just common knowledge in your brain. But what you need to do is mix with those thoughts is emotions. Now I'm going to start off by looking down and reading some of my notes that's directly from the book, and then I am going to add little things here and there of my own self and what I think as a good analogy to help everyone out. Things that I've used on my own, as well as things that you have done. You don't know it, but you have been using autosuggestion for a lot of things, and something that's very, very common. Most of us have, 99.9% of us have that. But let me start off by talking about autosuggestion from the book. It is self-suggestion. Now, through the dominating thoughts one permits to remain in the conscious mind, whether those thoughts be negative or positive, it's immaterial. The principle of autosuggestion voluntarily reaches the subconscious mind and influences it through thoughts. No thought, whether it is negative or positive, can enter the subconscious mind without the aid of the principle of autosuggestion. Your subconscious mind recognizes and acts only upon the thoughts mixed with emotions and feelings. I'll say that again. Your subconscious mind recognizes and acts only upon the thoughts mixed with emotions and feelings. Now, the lack of understanding of this fact is the main reason the majority of people who try to apply the principle of autosuggestion get no desired results. The method described here does not play favorites. There's no cheating. Where failure is experienced, it is the individual, not the method which has failed. If you try and fail, try again, and keep trying until you succeed. You can't fake feelings. You can't fake feelings for it to work. There is no shortcut. You can't just think thoughts without the emotions attached to them and expect a positive result. There are no, like I said, there are no shortcuts. You must believe it to feel it, to work it, period. You must believe what you're thinking. You must feel what you're thinking in order for it to work. This is why you need to be all in. All in with what you want, all in with how you feel about what you want, and all in with the capacity to concentrate upon a given desire until that desire becomes a burning obsession, or it's the only thing you could think about. And then when it becomes that burning obsession, that's that feeling, that warm feeling inside you every time you think of what you want. Okay? Now, I brought up just a word that we use all the time: concentrate, right? You can't achieve anything and be good at it without concentration. Concentration is one of the most important principles you need to put into use. Think about what small feat. Let's think about small feats, small successes you've had. What small feat have you conquered through concentration and persistence? You think about in school, tests that you take in school. In order to get past that test and get a good grade, you had to concentrate on what you were studying. You had to believe that what you're studying will help you pass that test. I give an example just to my daughter a moment ago, because as I'm teaching you this, teaching myself this, I'm teaching my daughter this. I want her to learn at an early age so she can use these tools, use the law of attraction to make her life better and easier, because if you teach them at a younger age, as they grow older, they will understand how to use these principles. Test in school. In the 9th grade, I had a world history test. Wasn't very good in it at that time, so I really needed to pass this test. The night before, I studied for 3 hours straight to the point of exhaustion, constantly reading these chapters over and over and over again. As soon as I was done with that chapter, boom, I'd flip it over and do it again. I'd write little notes, but the entire time I'm studying, I couldn't concentrate on anything other than my fear of failing. So my feelings were matching up with the thoughts that, I'm studying. I'm getting all this information right here, but as I'm reading the information, my thoughts and my feelings are gravitating towards fear of failure. So you guess it. The next day, I'm feeling kind of confident, but still with that worry. And took the test, blanked. That fear literally left me blind. Hysterical blindness in my mind. Got the test results back the next day. I barely passed with a D-. And so I had all the information there. I had everything I needed. So it wasn't just as simple as remembering all of the steps that I needed to remember to pass this test. It was also, I had to feel confident that I was going to pass by using this AutoSuggestion of studying in anything. Whether you want to be good at anything, studying involves concentration. You can read something over and over again, but if you don't feel it, what good is it going to be? Some people read books that, are just so moving to them. There's some other person that's reading it that doesn't really, isn't very interested. They'll be like, that's okay. That's why you see some movies do so well, and you run into people, oh, how'd you like that? I mean, that was just an amazing movie, right? You got all these people, and then you'll have the few that go, meh, it was all right. It's the same thing. They weren't feeling what they were seeing. They weren't putting the emotion. Everybody, it needs to be so important that you remember emotion is the key. Not just thinking thoughts. You have to match. You have to concentrate. Here I'll bring up exactly what I was talking about earlier, something that everybody does. Most 99.9% of us, what do we have? We have driver's licenses, correct? Every time you get on the road, every time you drive, you should concentrate. You can tell the ones that aren't concentrating, that get distracted and get broken off, or the ones that constantly fear about getting into an accident, and they get into an accident. They're not concentrating. But you pass that test. That's why they have you take a written and then a physical test in a car. You can pass that written test, but what's important is how you react while you're inside that car. If you can concentrate and make sure you remember to put your turn signals on. Remember what red, yellow, and green mean. Some people think yellow means slow down. Some people think it means speed up and let's get past this. Well, either way, you're constantly using concentration. When you're walking, you're concentrating on making sure you don't trip. Okay? Who falls? People that are constantly worried about tripping. Okay? Energy goes where tension goes where energy flows. Attention goes where energy flows. Again, they don't care if it's negative or positive. It's going to happen. What you feel is what's important. You need to care about what's negative and what's positive. Those feelings you match with those thoughts. Okay? So, like I said, you pass that test, you are driving, you get to your destination safely, and you get people in your car, your family, loved ones that you want to protect. You concentrate and make sure that you're doing well. Try to make sure that you're feeling good about it, feeling positive, not fearful. So, Congratulations, you were successful using the third principle, which is autosuggestion. Okay, you concentrated and you got home safe. You do it every single day. So it's not about, oh, this is a little far-fetched. You literally just think about it. You use it every day. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it doesn't work, because it works 100% of the time. Okay? When doing my mission statement, twice a day, I don't have to look at that piece of paper anymore. It's in here. I feel if I wake up and I, for some reason, I'm up for 15, 20 minutes or an hour, and I go, oh crap, I didn't do my mission statement. I don't have to run upstairs and grab my piece of paper. I just have to stand there, close my eyes, feel my mission statement, and I say it from memory. I auto-suggested that to me. But I also have to match my feelings with that thought, with those thoughts, with what I want. You have to be all in. You have to be all in. So you have to find what is most important to you, what you want. Money, happiness, love, anything you want. Just make sure you match those emotions. Take fear out of it. You're a courageous person. Just by watching this, you are using the law of attraction. Just by coming across this video, you've been wanting change in your life. Like I said in the last one, do you want more change in your life or less change in your pocket? You want more change in your life or less happiness? You want happiness. You want everything that you want is good enough, and there's plenty of it out there. No matter how many times you've been broke, no matter how many times you've been heartbroken, there's love out there. You just have to start thinking the correct thoughts. Now, I got another example, another analogy. We'll get going here shortly, but now in the last video, I was talking, I got personal about growing up. I watched my dad bust his ass every day. He wasn't home 10, 12, 16 hours. He'd come home exhausted, taking a shower, eat, and then go to bed, and then be up again and work it all over again. I said, wow, this guy is busting his ass right on. But then I try and use the phone and it'd be shut off, Or I go in the fridge and I realize the only thing I have to eat is buttered noodles again for the 5th, 6th, 7th day in a row. And then I'm wondering, why I'm not supposed to be fat and be poor, right? Well, that also is about what I put into my body. And of course, unfortunately, the most unhealthy things that you can get are the cheapest things at the store. All those processed foods. They make you extremely unhealthy. So that's why I was like a poor fat kid. You look at people that are fat. Oh, that's back in the day, back in medieval times, that was a sign of royalty. Well, this guy's rich, because back then they didn't. Scrawny people were poor because they didn't have anything. But then they decided to make all these processed foods, and now it's the opposite. Because people that are more successful financially, they get an understanding. It starts within your body. So whatever you put in your body then helps with your brain and your organs. It makes you healthy, makes you feel better, okay? So I'm watching my dad bust his ass, showing me good work ethic. But unfortunately, he also showed me no good results. I'm supposed to learn to work very hard so I can pay my bills, but what I saw year after year after year is not bills being paid. So think about it this way. You want to stay warm in the wintertime. You're living in a cabin. You're outside and you spend 3 hours chopping wood. You are exhausted. You are chopping the hell out of this wood. You got 2 seasons worth. You're like, I'm going to be extra warm today, right? This season, throughout these winter months, I'm going to be so warm, hell yeah. Then you take in those logs and you try and catch them on fire. You try and light them, and they won't light. You're like, okay, well, let me try this. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to chop this one tree down, and I'm going to chop it down and get all these pieces and put that wood in there, and I'm going to try and light it. It won't light. So you worked so hard, but you got no results, no positive results from it. That's the same thing. You have to not only while you're chopping that wood, you have to make sure that you're on the right path of lighting that on fire. Because you just don't strike a match and you light a log on fire, right? You got to add something to it. You got to add the emotions. You got to add the opportunity that you see out there. Instead of just putting those logs there, you get up the kindling, the leaves, the little branches. Those are the small things in life that add up to your ultimate result. The whole baby steps situation, right? The whole baby steps concept. You can have a car, but if you don't have that key, how are you going to start it? You got the key, then you try and start it. There's no gas in the tank. There's no oil. These little things add up to what you need for opportunity and success in your life. So these little things that add up, like the kindling and the leaves, those are the emotions. Fuel, gas. You want to pour a little bit of fuel on that log, and that'll catch on fire. You have to understand that there's more to life than just hard work. Sometimes, at a certain point, when you learn these steps, it's not going to be hard work anymore. It's going to be pretty simple, and you're going to be like, God, I got to tell everybody about this. And guess what? That's what I'm doing, and that's what you should do. Follow these steps. Don't just chop wood. Figure out how to light that on fire. Okay? So this is a little shorter than my other videos, but I really think just hit replay. It's AutoSuggestion. Just continue on and on and on. The next video will be up here short time, maybe in another day or so. But I want to tell you I love you. Family loves you. You're going to be a great success. Just follow these steps as I'm following them as well. I love you. This is Jimmy with The Barger Beat. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Email us at thebargerbeat@gmail.com with any suggestions, any stories. I'll tell the stories on here. Give me an example of good or bad, and then I will discuss it on the channel and help you out. Maybe I'll even reply personally, give you a shout out on here. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you soon. I'm Jimmy with The Barger Beat. Take it easy.